It's a terrible thing, but it's a great thing because your parents are going to be free and clean, and I hope we can do it by tomorrow. Give them, I don't know them, but give them my regards. They were given a pretty harsh treatment based on what I'm hearing. And just congratulate your parents, and I hear they're terrific people. This should not have happened.
They're terrific criminals. What? I mean, what are we doing here, Harry Litman?
Look, it's deeply repugnant. The power that he has may be broad, but it's supposed to be in support of social values of mercy and forgiveness for people who admit the crimes they do and then make a better life. It's exactly not what this is supposed to be. And the Walczak case, I think, is a crime. It's just that the Supreme Court has ruled he can't be prosecuted, but it sure looks like not just extortion, but a flat-out bribe. We know what we're doing. We're completely, this is supposed to be part and parcel of the criminal justice system. Instead, he's using it as an override for the most crass, most political, least sort of public-spirited reasons there are. And by the way, the other five we just heard about on TV, I don't know anything about them either, like Liz, but I can tell you what presidential candidate they supported, and that really should always be irrelevant to a pardon application. Just a very quick, broad point that I want to make is, this is all about norms. We were talking about this in the first term with Sheriff Joe and others. He really did transgress norms, and they seem kind of like second level. But this really goes to show, as with everything else in the DOJ, if you just completely demolish norms, whether or not there's a crime there, it deeply injures the rule of law and the constitutional justice system, and that's what's happening here with pardons.
Alex, we've been circling around this issue of breaking through in stories. I mean, if there's a pardon story that might break through, I want to bring this one up. Donald Trump pardons a man named Jonathan Braun in the final days of his first term. This is reporting about what he's gone on to do. A convicted New York drug dealer whose 10-year federal prison sentence was commuted by Donald Trump was back in custody after he was accused of several crimes, including assaulting a toddler. Jonathan Braun was charged in April of violating the terms of his supervised release and ordered detained in Brooklyn federal court, according to the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York's office. Now, this is a longer lifespan of a pardon. This was a first-term pardon. Yeah. But this is what this pardoned individual went on to do. Again, I want to quote it accurately. Quote, assaulting a toddler.
I think, to Harry's point about how norm-shattering this is, we can't lose sight of the ethics behind the pardon, right? And in fact, criminal justice reform more broadly, right? At one point was a bipartisan issue. Are we overly punishing people? Should we rethink the way we incarcerate people? And that is such a worthy conversation to have. And this has just utterly bastardized that entire conversation, that you're letting out people who are obviously guilty, who have done bad things. And in the case of this individual in particular, and I would bet in some others as well, these are not good people that have shown any penance, any sort of contrition, have not rehabilitated themselves in the course of their incarceration, and should not be let back out into society and all be forgiven, you know? And I think Trump has done so much bad in such a short time. But when you think about the way in which something that is an expression of social benevolence, of political benevolence, of the state saying, perhaps we made a mistake, and tainting that forevermore, we lose something that has been good, like a moral sort of part of the moral foundation of the presidency and of our federal government is its ability to rethink decisions, right? And to say we're not always right. And the ability to admit, you know, overcompensation or, you know, strident overreach is what makes us good, right? Right. And when you shatter that in the way that he has, you lose that goodness. And I don't mean to be heavy-handed, but I do think it's part of the moral erosion that is the sort of at the root of all of these decisions that Trump is making on his own behalf.